Platink.
Now we're live.
All right. You ready to roll this?
Dude, I just want to see the guns. Like, before we even get all official and serious. You been working out? Show me the gun show.
No working out. No working out.
Ooh, was that the bat symbol?
It was a bat symbol. It was the waving goodbye. All right. Let's do this. Let's get this performance on demand started.
Let's
Ready?
Get it.
All right.
Performance on Demand Podcast. It's
1, 2, 3, let's go.
Welcome to Performance on Demand Podcast with Craig and Jeremy, where you will learn all things endurance sports from training and nutrition to mental strength. Everything you need and want to know in one place.
That's a long intro.
We're back.
Look out!
Oh, shit. What's up?
And the world has officially ended right there.
No doubt.
Come back around for the very third time.
They just heard that and they went, we're done here. And
They're like, no, we're over. We're out. We know what's happening.
what is
What up,
this?
dude?
This is episode 58.
Who do you appreciate?
Dot 58. 58 weeks later.
58 weeks. Has it let's see, what is that? That's a year.
I don't know how long it's been.
Dude,
It could have been.
it might be.
No.
It
Well,
was,
man, that's actually. Let's look.
hang on. Deal with my clickies. I'm looking.
Clicky. I
Deal
don't
with my
hear it. So
clickies.
you're
Let's
good.
see here.
Clicky McClickerson. No, it's probably
Clicky
close.
McClickster.
Let's see.
Dude, it is. Right now you've got me thinking. Let's see here. What's the date of our last one? That's the one you did with July 25th.
Oh, yeah. So we're
About
not
35
quite.
weeks.
Yeah. We're still. We're still.
35 weeks. Anyway,
Wow.
we just wasted
Yeah.
the first freaking 2 minutes of this shit doing that.
Hey, look. This was rest season. We're in rest season. We just had to.
Well, we are very rested into our taper, so we are
Yeah.
more than prepared for the efforts that are required to move forward. So, what's up, dude? What's been up with you, man?
Everything's been up, man. Everything. So, Jeremy and I have taken a bit of a break. We've had some things to do on our own to get things in a different direction, and here we are joining back together again.
You're still in
But-
the same damn room, though.
I know. I changed the location. Sometimes it's this way. Sometimes it's
Yeah, I watched one
That
with you where you did just kind of one of the little motivational chats, and I was like, he got a new room in his house. It was a totally different feel. You're like back up against the wall.
Yeah, no. I have 18 looks to the same room. It makes it look like I have a big house, but I don't. Right outside is the bathroom. Outside.
Outside. You are still in
Yeah,
Kentucky.
outside. Yeah, we're in Kentucky, and I still use outhouses. That's just the thing to do. No, seriously though, a lot of things have changed, and
A lot.
that's for both of us. So both of our companies have kind of went and had some retooling of sorts, and we've joined back together again to get us back into a good spot where we can provide meaningful information to you, the listener, for all of your endurance and mental strength needs.
I think of us like a strand of DNA, right? We just do this back and forth. We started off on paths that were a little different, and then we came together,
Yep, that's true.
and then things kind of carried us this way, and then we came back together again, and so on and
Yeah.
so forth. And so, I've always said it. I truly believe that people are put in your path for a reason. It's your job to find out. And I think we keep trying to figure that out as far as where we're going. We're, like you said, we're both going not different directions with our businesses, but things have happened. Obviously we merged with Dalzell Coaching. You moved into life coaching a lot more, and now didn't really get away from sport, but coming back into sport. And and the beauty of it is, we talked about it, is that sport and life they're interchangeable. They really are. And so it's really, really cool that we're back.
Yeah, definitely.
I still to this day will have people coming up, man, I listened to such and such podcast. That was so good. And that's what, when you reached out to me a couple weeks ago because of some life changes, I said, dude, let's do it again, man, because we're really good at what we do. I'll go ahead and say that. As far as like putting the info out there and people really connect with it, that's the biggest thing for me, is that the things that we say together, really connect with people, and it resonates and it really helps people.
Let me tell you this. So I had
Yeah.
not looked at this account in quite a while, and I was blown away that we were getting hundreds of listens a month doing nothing, to the tune of, I think we're around 14,000 total listens.
Shut up.
I am dead serious. So that's 57 podcasts have had a total of 14,000. Those are views. I mean, those are listens. Those are now, you know, obviously some have maybe fallen off during the podcast, but that is 14,000 play hits, and that's crazy.
Do we even know 14,000 people together?
No, I don't know 14,000 people that like me.
That's true. I could think of maybe 14, but pushing that 14,000 is that's a big ask. So
no doubt.
So quickly, go ahead.
No, you go.
No, you go. No, you first. Okay.
Yeah. So here we are. No, No, I'm stopping you. Here we are. So we're running 13,000, true stat, 13,420 listens, downloads. And our largest, which was pretty good, really, we had an episode with Sir Michael Klusterman around body image, and they got about 700 listens. But we're averaging 400 or 500 listens per episode. We're averaging about 4. It looks like, give or take, about 300 or 400 a month.
And let me ask you this: why does that even matter? Why is that a number that you would be talking about right this second? You tell me what that number means to you.
Which one's that?
Any of them, 14,000, or
Why does that matter to me? What it tells me is it doesn't matter to me. What it tells me is that the content that we're providing is of value to others, and that's the whole purpose of why we did this.
Exactly, and that's why we're back again, because I put out that little poll to the MindRight group on our private page, and I was kind of overwhelmed with the people that said, yeah, why aren't you back yet? What the hell have you guys been doing? Where have you been? And even hearing people say, I listen to other podcasts of similar topics or similar styles, but it doesn't seem to resonate as much. I think it's just because we're just two normal dudes who, as well as I know, I've learned as I've went. I made a lot of mistakes, as have you, along our life, and that's where we come with our message. And so I'm super excited to be back in the saddle again.
Yeah, I think we bring a realist perspective in the fact that we both ask each other a lot of questions, and we want to know more in depth of the things that we're even learning. And sometimes we even have, we don't come to the show knowing everything, but interestingly enough, we learn a lot from the show, and vice versa. You learn a lot from me. I learn a lot from you. And then, when we incorporate the questions that our listeners ask, the amount of information that comes to this podcast is, I'm honest, it's a lot, and it's free. I mean, we literally give this stuff away. I mean, clients pay for this, and we give it away here. We give it away.
Correct.
And so,
with that being said, what can people expect going forward? You and I've already discussed it. Like, what are you thinking? What are we going to do? Are we going to kind of keep the same format, same style? Once a week, once every other week, once every time we take a poop? Like, what's the?
I think that
we should totally do a bathroom episode. No video. Totally do a bathroom episode.
And we don't mute out any sounds?
No. Would you do that?
Sorry, that was a vowel adjustment.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. All right, Craig, pick it up here.
Let me tell you though, there is something about the toilet. There is. It is
thinking spot.
Man, it is the think tank outside of my hot tub. That is my think tank because I get peace. No one bothers me when I'm on, except the dog. The dog loves to sit there and look at me in the face and stare at me, and I think it's really awkward, but she does.
And the funny part is that she's eye level standing up while you're sitting on the crapper.
Yeah, no, she's looking.
Right?
She is eye level. I have a Great Dane who's huge, and wherever she is, she's actually over here laying beside me. She doesn't leave my side, which is good. But I think
it's funny
what
you
do
said.
Go ahead.
I think that's a topic we need to cover at some point in time, is peace, because I've ventured down that road here recently myself, is finding that silence in the noise. So maybe that is the topic we can cover very soon.
Yeah, I think so.
But you're right. that's a good place to do it. So I want to keep this kind of short and simple. We're excited to be back. You know, it's been a while. It definitely has been, what do we say, 30 something weeks probably.
Yeah, give or take.
And to dare to say that you and I both have been ridiculously busy in that time, and which for me means I've learned so much more. I've failed at least 27 times, or I've had opportunities to learn and grow, and so I'm excited to be able to share it, what I've learned, whether it's sport or life or whatever, and as have yourself. So.
Right. Well, and so part of it too, which we didn't really talk about, and we'll talk about in depth, is the process of publishing a book. So I'm in the middle of publishing the High Performance Mindset, which hopefully will come out in either June or July. But you're going to hear me bring this High Performance Mindset into this podcast quite heavily. What we don't realize is the amount of value that we place on our thoughts, and the fact that, for example, did you know that 95% of your thoughts are repetitive, and that 80% of those are negative? So you tell how quickly things get out of whack just because we don't pay enough conscious attention to the things that we think about and how to control that. And we'll talk about that. We've talked about it a bit in the past, but obviously not to the level of what I consider the high performance mindset. And that, if you continue to talk to if you talk to your friends and your family like you talk to yourself, you may as well just go live on an island, because no one likes you. Everyone hates you.
Correct.
So we're going to fix it. This podcast will help you fix that. If not, call me and we'll fix it together. Either way.
And Craig, is that book available for pre-order yet or no?
It is not. It is not. And we're debating that. So I'm working with a publisher on the whole process of pre-ordering, but we will, maybe we'll do something special for listeners. Maybe I'll give some of the books away, a couple books away, and maybe I'll do some, special incentive things for the listeners that are tuning into this weekly. Maybe I'll have a random discount or something along those lines, but we will definitely make sure that you get a copy of this book if you want one.
You know what I've missed? I just thought about this. I've missed two things. First thing, I've missed the podcast with you for sure, because it forces me to think. The second thing that I miss is with those listeners, right? The people that, I'm telling you, we had training camp here 2 weeks ago, and the people that still came up and said, hey, I listened to that, it helped me out, or I'll give it to an athlete at a certain point in time. Hey, go listen to Riding the Waves, for example. I was riding with an athlete last week, and that was my recap of Ironman Texas and kind of how I rode those waves. And I sent it to her, and she sent a message and said, that is freaking incredible. That's exactly what I needed to hear. Yeah. Here it is a year later, and it's still very, very valuable. That's what I've missed the most. And so I'm excited to get back into it. It's going to be fun.
It crosses time paths, right? So it's not like everything that we talk about is only valid for the next, 3 to 6 weeks. This isn't, some prescription that's just going to run out or it's going to expire. The information that we attempt to speak about in this podcast is something that's going to last with you forever. You can take it into your business life, your career. You can take this into your entrepreneurship life. There are things that are going to continuously provide value to you, and that's why we never turned we never turned this off. We just had a little delay, changing some gears and stuff. So we're back to retooling. But anyway, hey, you got a race. We want to talk about some real quick. Anything that's
hang on. Is that an Ironman bag behind you?
That is. Absolutely.
What's that timeline?
We still got a year. We're good.
Is it a year? It's a year now?
Yeah. Well, hopefully.
No, see, we don't do hopes. Let's already get this very clear. We do not do hopes.
There's circumstances that involve the process of dissertation that are sometimes we have to roll with the flow, and sometimes they don't turn out the way we want them in the timelines that we want. So we have to be somewhat flexible so that we're not so rigid in getting all bent out of shape when things don't go the way we want to. The intention is to graduate.
Sure you just gave me some sales bullshit right now on why you're not going to do.
The intention is May 2018. That will be the start of my Ironman journey.
Tick tock, tick tock.
A little over a year, and I was hoping that you forgot, but you.
Dude, are you kidding me? You think I'm going to forget that?
I've even got a friend that I just talked to the other day, and I said, I made this promise, but I promised to not make any reminders.
Yeah, I promised myself to never bring it up again. So You know what? I think we should let's finish this one up and let's do that little quick race pep talk.
Okay. All right.
I think that's
Sounds good.
good angle.
So we'll wrap this up. Thanks. This is the introduction to the reintroduction
of the introduction
of the Performance on Demand podcast. Thanks for listening.
And we're back.
Excited. We are excited to be back. Performance on Demand podcast at gmail.com. Find us on Facebook, on iTunes, and plenty of the other podcast messaging or applications and
messaging
situations. All right. See you guys.
Later.
See ya. All right. Done.
All right. So now we still have viewers. So let's pop it on and let's do a really quick maybe 10 minutes.
Like one?
We have two.
No good. Okay.
We had one the whole time. I'm pretty sure it's one of our moms.
Probably.
If you're a viewer right now, shoot one of us a Facebook message. Let us know who's out there.
Yeah, I'd be interested in who it is.
That's the other thing too. I think there's a way to introduce chat into this.
There is. And
stand by. Chat. There we go.
Okay.
Let's see here. Oh, it looks like it's just me and you in the chat. Okie dokie.
People, that would be me and you, Jeremy.
Nailed it. Let me do this. Can anyone see this?
Of course, we just threw this out like last second, so I'd be surprised if anybody's not middle of work or something else.
I think it's just you seeing it. All right, so let's do one real quick. We have Galveston 70.3 coming up. That is one of our key team races, and also I want to make it more generalized than just for the Mind Right crew, because I think there's a lot of people that could benefit from our thoughts and theories on calming down, fear, where it belongs race week.
Okay.
You know, if I'm ever going to shave my head or at least cut my hair again. There's many other. Look at that, dude.
I see that. Yeah, it's growing back. It's
fantastic. Well, I'm trying to get this so that I can see.
It's almost mohawk free. It's almost like a free mohawk. It just happens.
It is. It's just natural. So we had 3 viewers and now we're down to 2. So
we're gonna start. Ready? This is from this podcast 59.
59.
All right. People are listening and getting behind the scenes of what we do here. All right.
Yeah, that's actually kind of cool.
59. All right, let's do it.
Performance on Demand podcast. It's
1, 2, 3, let's go.
Welcome to Performance on Demand podcast with Craig and Jeremy, where you will learn all things endurance sports from training and nutrition to mental strength. Everything you need and want to know in one place.
Performance on Demand 59.
Great. This will be people's first introduction to us, and that's how the intro.
They're like, that's hideous.
It's awful. So this is welcome into the Galveston 70.3 special edition. I've always want to say I'm co-host.
Hosted.
Co-host Jeremy.
Hostess with the mostest.
Hostess with the mostest. Co-host Jeremy with co-host Craig, or host Craig, host anyway, whatever, who gives a shit. So
did you call yourself a hoe?
I did.
Host.
Who sings that song? Is that Ludacris? Anyway, so Galveston 70.3 is here. Very brief podcast. We are 5 Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We are 5 days out from the start of this race. That's a big freaking deal. This is a big deal to our Mind Right Endurance team. Big deal to a lot of people. For some people, this could be their first triathlon. For some people, it's their first half Ironman. For some people, they're trying to qualify for 70.3 Worlds, and so it's important to everybody. It's the first real race of the season, if you will. And so, Craig, I have personally seen and dealt with a lot of anxiety in the past week, 2 weeks, and I will continue this week as athletes start to taper in. I just want to get your perspective. All right, so let's think big event, because we just talked about it. May 2018, you're going to start your big Ironman build. Your perspective on a big event. Let's just say you have a speaking engagement about your new book that's coming out. How do you calm that anxiety and those nerves a couple days before that event? It's something that means a lot to you. This is a big, big, big deal. What are some steps or some tips that you could throw out there that work for you for kind of calming yourself?
Here's what I'd recommend. Get in your
Drink
car,
a beer, eat a
you
pizza.
drive down the road, you go to the bourbon store, and you get you your best, highest level single barrel bourbon from Kentucky,
Some Pappy.
and you drink all of it.
And then that's the night before the race.
That's the night before the race. Because
Yep. And
by the time
next
you
day
wake up,
just-
the last thing you'll give two shits about is whether you're anxious or not. You know, welcome to Craig Willard's life. No, you know, so anxiety is something that I actually thoroughly enjoy working with. And one of the if I were to tell people the main reason, well, if you were to ask someone why they get anxious, they don't really know. But I will tell you, the reason they get anxious is because they are looking at something that is futuristic. So it's something in the future, it's this race, and their inability or fear that they can't control it. So the lack of fear will actually get you through it, but the lack of control will stop you and make you debate everything that you've done thus far. But what happens is you forget that, you know, you've been, you know, as you said, I think you said the hay's in the barn. You know, you're getting down to the point to where we're starting to taper here shortly, or, you know, maybe it's a really short taper. But in order to mitigate anxiety is to recognize that you have everything that you need to accomplish the goal that you have. And if you want to sit there and focus on the things that you're afraid that you didn't do, or that race or that run that you know, maybe wussed out on, you know, the last half a mile because you were just worn out, or, you know, you missed a workout because, you know, there was, you know, something going on with your family. And so now you're debating all of these things that you didn't do. No matter what, you've done all the work. You've done as much as you're going to be able to do. And in the last hours, you can't add any more to it and create more capacity. So you've continued your process of building capacity. And what I would tell you to do is, when you have a big race, and this is kind of asked backwards from a lot of people, don't make it a big race. Because when you make it a big race, you make it larger than it really needs to be. All you need to do is go in there and do what you've been training to do. Period. It doesn't matter who runs past you. In fact, if I am doing my first Ironman, let's say, and I see Sir Jeremy Brown running ahead of me, I might just want to pass him because I know who he is and it'll feel good. It'll feel great. But Jeremy just stays his pace because he knows, hey, I'm here for, you know, I've got a long distance here and I am doing what I do at the pace that I'm doing. And that's it. Because what ends up happening is you go around about 4 different curves and all of a sudden you see Sir Craig Willard gasping for air because he outperformed his training. You don't outperform your training. You stay to the goals. You follow along with what your coach has given you, and you just do what you do every day. And it doesn't matter. You allow the outcome to be the outcome no matter what.
Yep. Well played. Well played. And to add to that, kind of my tip for combating anxiety is to control what I can control.
That's correct.
There are going to be so many things on the day that you cannot control. Just go ahead and prepare.
Like what? Like wind.
Like the wind.
Everything.
It's going to be, Galveston's going to be stupid windy. It's probably going to be hot and humid. I mean, I'm sitting outside right now and I kind of got a light sweat. Probably have some pit. Oh, I do have some pit sweat going on.
Hey.
Luckily the people who aren't following the video right now didn't see that. But and the thing is there's so many things you can't control. You can't control the person that drafts off of you. You can't control things like that. What you can control is if you drop your bottle of nutrition, stop and get it. You can control your mental preparation and focus going into T1 out of the swim. Don't be in a huge hurry. Get out there on the bike, go ride your bike. You can control your pacing. You can control your nutrition. You control your thoughts to an extent.
Yes.
You can put those good solid pieces in place. Now, I'm not going to sit here and blow smoke up your ass and pretend that it's just going to be a fantastic day, because it's going to be up and down. It's just going to be. But you need to focus in on controlling what you can control. If you do that and you respect nutrition, you respect pacing, and you trust every ounce of training that you have put in, whether you think it's enough or not, you will absolutely have the best day you possibly can. To me, the best way to combat anxiety is with controlling what you can control.
Correct. Absolutely. You know, and the thing too is, you know, we only have, so there's 3 references of time. There's past, there's present, and there's future. And and we can only have a single thought at a time. And thus, if we choose to focus that in the future, so that's where our anxious thoughts are. If we choose to focus that futuristically, we're missing the opportunity right now to have high performance, to achieve really good things today. Tomorrow doesn't matter until you get there. You're going to prepare. Preparation is important and is key. That's what you're doing right now. But if you immediately go from today to going, oh my God, it's only 5 weeks away, what are you doing to this moment? Yep. You're crushing it. You're crushing it, and you're underperforming because you're worried. And when you're worried, you never perform well.
So you're saying, just to kind of put this together, you need to execute in the moment.
Correct. Yes. You do what you can do today. Tomorrow you get up and, we had a podcast. I don't remember which one it was, but it was on the 100% rule. You get up today and your 100% is not even close to what it was yesterday, but you still give it everything that you have. And tomorrow you wake up, and if you have a rest day, you give it 100% of a rest day, and you don't do anything you're not supposed to do based upon your coaching. And then if you go a bike and it says, bike at race pace or whatever it is for whatever miles, do it and give it everything you have. Because do it now, because that is what's going to allow you to. Here's the key. Everything that you're doing today and for the next 4.5 weeks or 4 weeks, whatever it is, until your taper, if you taper, whatever.
Galveston's this weekend.
Oh, is it? I'll let you say it was 5 weeks away.
That's Ironman Texas is 3 weeks away. Galveston's is 5 days. Sorry, 5 days.
Okay. So you've done all that you've done.
So you're done. You're done.
I mean, you're done. You're done. Now what you need to do is just relax. Everything is there. All the work is there. You cannot do anything in the next 3 days that's going to improve your time except recognize your path. So if you want something to do that helps you, sit down, take you 15 or 20 minutes and look at your log of all the work that you've done and write down how many miles have you ran? How many miles have you swam? How many miles have you biked to train for this program or for this?
And then tell me you're not ready after you calculate those.
And then tell me, and then go, holy shit, I've done a lot of work.
Yep.
I'm ready for this. And you are as ready as you will ever be. And you're in the position you are because of the effort that you put into your training.
So true. So
training
true.
creates capacity. So that's where your capacity is evolved. But it's your mindset that creates the actualization of the capacity.
And for those people who are right now today on Monday, 5 days before the start of the race, have some type of cold, upper respiratory, some type of sickness going on, because there's a bunch of you. That is actually very common come taper week. The body has just been taxed and taxed and taxed, and you just came out of some type of overreach in your build more than likely. The body is stressed. So the only thing, what you can do to delay that healing process, whether it's the muscles or the respiratory system or anything else, you can delay that by letting things like anxiety creep in, because that increases your heart rate, which takes away from the body's healing properties. I would encourage you to start visualizing the race itself. And Craig has a really good piece on this. Visualize the race itself. Visualize the start. Remember the training that you've done. Don't get caught up in allowing the frustrations or the fears to control you, because, again, elevated heart rate, lack of healing, lack of recovery, and your taper is going to be off a little bit. So guess what? Just chill the hell out. Totally relax. Do what's necessary today. Move to tomorrow. That's all you need to do.
First thing people do when they get anxious, they quit breathing. How does that work out for your sickness?
Yeah, that's no bueno.
Not good. That's not good.
I am not a doctor, but that's no bueno.
That's what happens when you have sleep apnea, right? So you struggle to sleep because you end up stop breathing and you wake up. So what I'm telling you to do is to breathe and relax. At the end of the day, do what you do. Do what you do in training. Trust your training. If you don't trust your training, then that's another situation that was something we have to handle. But trust your training. Put one foot in front of the other. Put one stroke in front of the other. And put one pedal in front of the other, and just keep going. Because that's, at the end of the day, it might be better than you thought, and it might not be what you thought. But the other piece to it is that, we've had conversations, and there are a lot of people that will debate me, and that's cool. I have no problem with that. But recognizing that you may have trained for a specific time, but that's your training time. It doesn't mean that's what you're going to achieve, and that doesn't mean that's all you're going to achieve. Because right. you may not perform as well on race day because of an umpteen amount of uncontrollable events, but then you may outperform because of an umpteen uncontrollable events. the only thing that you can do is worry about your next step. Worry about, if you have a flat, you pull over, you patiently become, it's impatiently become patient. And you put that tire, you fix that tire. You don't worry about, oh my God, I got to do this as quickly as possible, because you're going to probably make another mistake. You make another mistake,
absolutely.
it might have another flat tire. And you're like, oh my God, I've had 3 flat tires. Well, it's probably because you didn't give it the time or the energy each time it happened to put the tire on correctly. Or maybe it was pinched and you didn't recognize it because you did not take your time.
Correct.
And enjoy
Absolutely.
it. Enjoy
1000%. And that's the last piece I think we need to end with is you have to enjoy it. The minute that it becomes not fun, not enjoyable is the minute that your mind does not appreciate what you're doing.
Yeah.
Right? The minute that you don't appreciate the gift that you have, the minute that you don't appreciate being on that race course or tapering into that week, and don't take the time to reflect and appreciate and be thankful for those around you that have supported you. How many spouses, right? If you're listening right now, just raise your right hand if you have a spouse that supported you and let you go on these long training rides, right? Yeah. If you have family, friends, people who will be on the course with you. If there's 1 second during this day that you don't appreciate that, you're doing it wrong. You are absolutely 100% wrong. Now, am I saying go out there and just throw caution to the wind and say, oh, Craig and Jeremy said just go have fun? No, go out there and race your ass off. Stay within your limits, think the right thoughts, and be present in that moment. If you do all of that, you will walk away from there having the best possible race that you can on the day.
Yeah. Smile.
Mic drop.
Yeah, agreed. And for me, smile, smile, smile. I even tell my clients, be prepared for this, for that picture. Somebody's taking pictures. I don't want to see a frown, angry. I just want you to enjoy yourself, because that's where, when you live in the moment, that's the only place that you can have happiness. That's the only place. So being in the moment, being present, enjoy every moment of this, and you'll do well. You'll do very well.
When it sucks, smile.
Yep.
When it's great, smile. Yep. When it's mediocre and could be better, smile.
Smile. Yeah.
You do that and you will trend to the positive every single time.
And here's a weird little thing. If you think about smiling and you put your thought on smiling again, you can't have any other thought. So when you think about smiling, you can't think about, oh, did I put my foot in the right, did I position myself in the right place, or my hips where they're supposed to be? And I start debating everything that I'm doing. And when I do that, I slow down. So I just enjoy just the moment. I just allow my body to do what it does every day. That's it.
Coming into a race of this distance or the full distance, your body is a robot. Your body is designed in the past 8 weeks to execute at one effort, at one pace, at one intensity. The only thing that will vary from that, because if you turn your mind off, the body will go at that prescribed, because it's automatic right now. You need to trust that. So control that mind, keep things trending in the right direction, and just go have a damn good race. Go have fun. Galveston's beautiful this time of year.
Don't worry about put a piece of tape over your watch. Just go. Just do your thing.
Yep. Go have fun.
Yep.
So that being said, Craig, I think that
that's it.
That's a good one here. To those that are racing, just go have fun. Let us hear how your race goes. Send us a message at Craig.
Performance On Demand Podcast at gmail.com, or over on Facebook. It's /.
We need a button that we can push where I'm like, okay, and go see us at Performance On Demand.
I'll do it. I'll make us one. Performance On Demand Podcast.com.
That would be fantastic. We just need buttons for everything. We just like intermittently speak. So
right.
Thanks everybody for tuning in. Craig, as always, it's good.
Deuces.
We'll be back with more goodness very soon. But if you're racing this weekend, look for us. We'll be out there. The Mind Right Endurance team will be out there in their kits. We'll have a tent. Come by and say, hey, I'm the guy with the severe receding hairline that also has a mohawk. So come holler at us.
Sounds good. See you, Jeremy.
Awesome. Later.
All right, good. 16.5 minutes.
Perfect.
So I get those edited. I'll do that later today. I'll try to get them out today.
That one, and I thought we could share that one on the Galveston 7.3 page, because those people are getting a little wacky. And then we got Texas coming up in a few weeks. Remember we did that last time. We started just pumping the pages the weeks of.
Yeah.
And that helped, especially as we're getting going again. So we've held on to one viewer. It looks like I got Levi Du was listening. He said, I have to stop listening because I'm about to walk into work, but I love this and miss them.
Oh, good.
So,
Good.
He was tuned in, and there was one other person tuned in, but they have yet to step up and say, hey, it's me. Yeah. So, awesome. Viewer, I see you.
I see you.
Cool, dude. I like the muscle shirt. I'm aspiring. I got to get some more like that. Trying to get swole. There you go. How about that? I've been riding my bike.
Yeah.
Look at this tan line, dude.
That is really
Fantastic.
nice. It's actually pretty warm today. It's I believe it's in the 60s right now. It's been cold, but we're getting there. We're not Texas weather, but we're getting there.
Speaking of cold, I'm not even going to say it. I'm not even going to say it. Monk's 3-pointer
All right.
last night was stone cold.
Do what?
Monk's
Oh,
3-pointer last night was stone
oh
cold.
my gosh, was it not?
They left
Man, that was
the only
heartbreaking.
sharpshooter on that team open.
Yep.
Overhelped on defense, game over.
Yep. The one.
How about
yep.
that first half? That was messy, both teams. Officiating included. It's awful.
Yeah. No, it
Awful,
was.
awful.
That's UK.
It's funny. We've got
but man, they're painful.
we've got somebody still watching. They're seeing all this behind the scenes stuff that never makes the cut. Yeah, that was rough, man. Man, that's sad to see Monk go. That dude.
What about-
he didn't go?
Well, Fox did
split.
it too. Fox hit that one over in the corner.
Yeah,
That's-
both of them.
And then they got the 5-second call, and then he hits
Yeah.
a 3 and ties it. All we needed to do was fill this.
All he needed to do was he needed 6 inches further. It would have been a miss.
Yeah.
But it was bucket. It was
That was-
Drano.
it was
There's-
solid.
They win the title. It's that simple.
Yeah.
They don't. I mean, they beat Oregon. So I'd like to see South Carolina beat Gonzaga just for fun.
Well, I'm SEC guy, so I'm going to stay with my South Carolina team. They're feisty, man. They're
Dude.
They're painful to
Dude.
play. God, they're painful.
They they beat us once. We beat them once.
Yeah.
year?
They're. I mean, I like where they have put South Carolina. I thoroughly impressed with what Frank's done over
I was
there.
gonna say it's the coach. 100.
Yeah, no, he is. Well, he's intense. He is
Yeah.
intense, and
Yep.
and so I think he was at Kansas State many
He
years.
was. He
Yeah.
was for quite a while.
Really, really good, and his team fights with that same level of energy.
Yep,
I mean,
absolutely.
I get confused just trying to figure out who's who because they're. I mean, it's almost like a flipping blender. They're always moving around and running around.
Yep.
But
So that's a wrap to the season.
yeah, man.
It's a bummer.
Yeah, I know. But football's next. Let's do it.
You just want to tailgate. That's all.
I love the tailgate.
It ain't
God, I
for
love
the
the
game.
tailgate.
It ain't for the game.
Yeah, I know.
Hopefully, Stoops will put something together. They had a decent run last year, so
Yeah.
made a bowl game. So our viewer dropped off. They're like, "All right, this is stupid."
We're done here. Yeah, we're out of this. All right. And
All
so,
right, homie.
all right, man. We'll talk. I'll text you here in a minute.
Cool. All right.
All right, man. Bye.
Later.